Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's so amazing to have you here. Manifest with KK. I'm KK and I'm here to talk to you about all things manifestation, mostly testimonials, mostly my experiences with manifesting before manifesting became this very heavy topic here on YouTube and the internet. And I want to talk about today how manifestation versus intuition applies to pretty much everything we do in life. And I don't really know how this is going to go, so we're just going to wing it. But this topic has been on my mind for quite some time because this is a topic that I think about quite frequently. And if you see throughout many of my videos, I do talk about having this intuitive nudge or having this feeling or having this download come over my body whenever it is I am manifesting something. So I know that you might be one to not really understand how to tap into your intuition, or maybe you feel confused and you're not sure if it's your intuition or if it's your mind or whatever, right? Like a million things can come up when I bring up the word intuition. And basically, it's just a feeling that you get from your gut, from like this chakra or this center, this energy center right here. Just below, like in between your rib cage, not rib cage, yeah, your rib cage right here, and just probably a couple inches above your belly button. So it's not necessarily your stomach, but it's not your heart center. It's just here, right in the middle. And so I want to talk about that feeling that we get. It's almost like we get that, there's that saying like you got punched in the gut. It's literally this feeling of like when we feel bad or when we feel good, like that feeling activates our intuition. And this center is a very powerful center. And a lot of times this center is connected to emotions and how our brain and everything. So the body is a really an intricate system that I don't know all the details, and I'm not going to sit here and try to explain it. But nonetheless, our intuition really is our guide to the things that we truly want. And when we are ready to receive, it gets very strong. And sometimes it's like a feeling that you just cannot shake off, right? Like it's just like, you're meant to be doing something, you're meant to be experiencing something, you're meant to go through something or have something or be the first in your family to have $1 million or go buy that dream home, in Dubai or Beverly Hills or whatever, right? Like you have a gut feeling. Like it's different than a want. A gut feeling is like, it's gonna happen. It's like undeniable. It's for sure gonna be yours. And that is a lot of times how I manifest. And what I notice many times when I'm watching videos, because I do watch a lot of different manifestation channels here on YouTube, just because one, I like to learn from others, and I'm always, just really intrigued on this topic. And I think that that's what has motivated me to start this channel in the first place, because there's just so much information out there, and that it can start to confuse even somebody like me who's been naturally manifesting my entire life before I was following any of these people. Now, that feeling that I always get here, it's just a super strong feeling. But let me back up a little bit. Many times people feel like, oh my God, I don't know how to feel my intuition. I don't know how to, tune into my body. What I typically do, and this helps me a lot, is throughout the day, we are just inundated with things. We might have multiple stressors, whether it's children, family, illnesses, whatever. And because we're always in survival mode, or we're always in this prolonged state of stress, this fight or flight mode, it can feel really hard for us to tap into our intuition, because we're always trying to protect ourselves from danger and protect ourselves from something bad happening or failure or just something that, that's what our primal instincts do. They're there to protect us. That's why we have, that flight or fight response system built into us, because we want to protect ourselves. Now, you may have had so many experiences throughout your life where you feel a little bit traumatized, and trauma can be in different forms, right? Like in the mind, in the body, it's all interconnected. And one of the things that can hinder our intuition is, constantly living in that state. I know many people talk about living in certain states of, fear or anxiety, that's not a manifestation method. It's just like what you're perceiving around you. You're always in fear. You're always in, looking over your shoulder. So again, if you're constantly living in a prolonged state of stress, it can hinder you tapping into your intuition. And so one of the ways that you can tap into your intuition a little bit more so it can help you manifest is through meditation. Now, I don't even know how many meditations are out there, but I personally like Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation. And he has a beautiful meditation that's called a Blessing of the Energy Centers. That's one meditation that I truly believe in because it does help you rebalance your body so that you can actually tap into your intuition. Now, if you don't have time to sit through his meditations, which can be pretty long, there's tons out there that you can find that works for you. But for me, if I'm just needing a minute to tap into my intuition, because I'm a super intuitive person, even with, my life circumstances and things happening and constantly like in a little bit of stress here and there, I just take a minute to just calm myself down. And that's going to look different for everybody. But for me, it is just getting in a very quiet, sometimes isolated place. Maybe, if I'm at work, I'll excuse myself and go to the ladies' restroom, and I will go and just give myself a few minutes to just calm myself down. And usually when I do that and I ground myself and I get mindful and I do a few big deep breaths, or I just like let out a big sigh, that's when I can really, tap into my intuition. Because it's like when we're on this fast track mode, we're not able to connect with our bodies clearly and get an answer that we so are looking for, right? And then when we tap into our intuition, basically that is the energy that we want to tap into of the thing we want, right? So we're tapping into what we want through our intuition because we're connecting with ourselves, our true desires. And when we connect with our true self and our true desires, that's when we can make a decision, or we get clarity about making a decision. Because sometimes it's hard for us to make decisions. We're very undecisive, or we go back and forth for a long time. But when we get clarity towards making a decision, and when that decision is actually made, that's when things will manifest. Okay, the how, the in between, the time lapse, that is not up to us. Okay, but what is up to us is when we make a decision, when we follow our intuition, that's when things will actually unfold and manifest. Okay, and I can tell you that with my hand on my heart that this has worked for me time and time and time and time and time again. It is not a method. It is just you trusting yourself, you getting in a place of trust with yourself. Because if you cannot trust yourself, how are you going to be able to just make any kind of decision, big or small, whether it's going and buying a bottle of water right now, or, waiting, 2 days before you go and do it, right? Like, you're making decisions all the time, whether it's immediate ones or prolonged decisions. But if it is something that you truly want, like maybe you want to go travel for a trip to Miami. I have a Miami sweatshirt on. So maybe you want to go travel to Miami and you are prolonging it for whatever reason. Maybe you just feel like it's not the right time, or you don't have the money, or you just have other circumstances that are getting in your way. But say you decide, I'm just going to go. I'm going to live my life. It's something I've been wanting for a long, long time, and I'm just going to book the flight and I'm going to make it work. You just making that decision is now unfolding your entire manifestation, right? Like, you made a decision that you're going to go book that trip, you're going to go do the thing, and everything else will fall into place. Like, all the other parts of that specific trip will materialize, right? Now, I'm not going to say like 100% how it's going to unfold, but when we make a decision, Bob Proctor, he's bless him, rest in peace. He talks a lot about when we decide something, that's when energy gets in motion. Okay, so you hear a lot of people talk about energy and motion, and we are all just particles, and every action has a reaction, all the laws of physics and the universe, right? So all of this is interconnected. So when our gut is, our energy center is activated, our intuition can help us make a decision, and that decision is the boat or the car or the plane to get us to the thing that we want or the thing we've been desiring, right? So I hope that this explanation was helpful for you. I know that for me, a lot of times I struggle making a decision, especially when our emotions are attached to it, our fears are attached to it, or we get caught up in the drama of our monkey mind. One of the things that I can encourage you to do is get out of your head. How do you get out of your head? You get out of your house, you go interact with people, you go for a walk, you go for a dance class, you go do something you're passionate about, go for a walk down by the beach, or if you don't live near a beach, go to a forest or go to a cafe and get yourself a cup of coffee, or go sit in a spiritual place. Whatever that looks like for you, you need to just get out of your place, your house, your apartment, wherever you live, and get off of your phone for just a minute to connect with yourself, because the phone is like the, what do you call that? Like the gatekeeper to you connecting with yourself. You're getting influenced by a million things. Maybe, just you being on YouTube, like you're constantly distracted by watching different videos, or hopefully this video is not distracting you, but it's actually motivating you to make a decision, a conscious decision, for just a couple minutes a day to connect with yourself. Like I said, put on a Joe Dispenza meditation. There's Agnes Vivarelli, she's got beautiful meditations. That's an act of self-love. And when you give yourself self-love and you put yourself first and you make that decision and that commitment, remember, this is not like, let me just try it once and then like everything's gonna fall into place. No, it's a commitment to yourself to prioritize yourself. It's when you decide, I'm going to choose me above anybody else because I am the most important person. And if I love myself enough, then the world is going to reflect love back to me, right? And so this is not easy. This is not, especially when we've been abandoned. It's not easy, especially when people have, said horrible things or done horrible things to us. We pick up all these things and we hold it, and it sits in our body, in our energy centers. So that's why I keep going back to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation, Blessing of the Energy Centers, because you will just release a lot of the emotions that we do carry around. Now, I know that the people will say, oh, but you can just use affirmations, self-concept affirmations to say, I'm perfect, everything works out for me. And yes, those are helpful. Go ahead and use them if they work for you. You are deciding that those work for you. Maybe you're a person that decides that meditation is what centers you. Maybe you're a person that decides every time I go for a walk, magical things happen for me. It's because you made a decision. Okay, this is literally, that is the key. You have decided you want something, and your gut instinct is guiding you towards that thing that you've decided you wanted. Okay, there's no like magical key. Like everybody talks about there's a key. There's a few people who like say that there is none. Like you are the key. And it's true. So I've seen this time and time again when I have made a very clear decision through my intuition, through my gut instinct, and I said, I'm gonna do this. That's when the seas parted, the mountains, lifted, and I was able to walk straight into whatever it is I was desiring. And I mean, moving to Dubai for me, I literally was sitting on my couch back in 2013, talking with my best friend, and I just remember sitting on my couch with her, and I just said, I'm moving to Dubai. It was just like in that moment. I can still feel it. I can still picture it. It was in that moment. I was like, I'm moving to Dubai. And I'm just a girl from Los Angeles, California, like a small town, small beach town. Like I'm not from any kind of, special, I'm just like a normal person, you guys. But it was a decision. And it was honestly one of the best decisions I probably could have made in my life, because it really catapulted me into so many other amazing things. I couldn't even imagine these opportunities that I've experienced in the last like 12 years of living in Dubai. So I guess what I'm trying to say is tap into your intuition. If you don't know how to do that, watch this video again, figure out ways that will help you, whether it's meditation, but get out of your head, get out of your house, go do something, go sit by the ocean. That is like energy clearing. Take a bath with hot water and just pure salt. I put 1 kg of salt in my bath. That is a way you can clear out any negativity out of your body, and that is actually proven because salt does remove energy. If you look in different cultures, people use salt to clean their houses, to get rid of bad energy. So whatever you got to do that you believe will work, because you may watch this video and think, oh my God, this woman, she's crazy, like she's just coming up with all this stuff. If you need to do cord cutting with people's energy so you can, get more centered with yourself, whatever you need to do to reconnect with you, you need to make a decision and do that thing. Okay, so I hope that this video was helpful for you. Go and try to connect with yourself, connect with your intuition, connect with your desires, make a decision, go after whatever it is that you are looking for, and please come back and leave me a comment on this video and let me know how it goes. So sending you lots of love, and I will catch you guys on the next video.